Hello my dear students, welcome back to your video lesson. I'm Shweta Gupta, your maths teacher. Today I'm going to teach you exercise 6B of lesson 6. The topic of the exercise is word sums based on HCF or highest common factor. So let's get started. Children, in the last exercise, that is 6A, you have learnt about HCF or highest common factor. So, first let us recall what is highest common factor. Well, HCF or the highest common factor of two or more numbers is the greatest number that divides the numbers exactly. We find HCF by three methods: by inspection, by finding factors, by prime factorization. In this exercise, that is exercise 6B, we will do word sums based on HCF or highest common factor. So children, let's begin exercise 6B. The first question is, find the greatest number that will divide 33, 44 and 66 exactly. Children, this is question number 1B of your book. So, in this question, you have to find out the greatest number that will divide 33, 44 and 66 exactly or fully without leaving any remainder. So, children, what will be that number? It is obvious, it is clear that number will be the highest common factor of these three numbers, because the highest common factor will divide 33, 44, 66 fully. So, let us see how we will solve this question. The greatest number that will divide 33, 44 and 66 exactly or fully without leaving any remainder is their greatest common divisor or HCF, that is highest common factor. So children, we will find out the highest common factor of 33, 44 and 66, and that we will do by prime factorization method. So let's see how we will find out. So here the three numbers are 33, 44, 66. So let us begin with 33. Now children, you know, in the prime factorization method, we will first see that which is the smallest number which can divide 33 completely, fully or exactly. So that number will be 3, because it cannot be divided by 2 as 33 is an odd number. So 33 can be divided completely, exactly, fully by 3. So we will divide 33 by 3. And when we will divide 33 by 3, what will be the quotient? It will be 11. Now children, 11 can be divided fully, exactly by 11. So we will divide 11 by 11. And what will be the answer? The answer or quotient will be 1. So this way, the factors of 33 are 3 and 11. Now let's come to 44. So children, 44 is an even number. So it can be divided easily by 2. So first we will divide 44 by 2. And when we will divide 44 by 2, what will be the quotient, children? It will be 22. Now again, 22 is an even number, so we can divide it by 2. So let us divide 22 by 2. So what will be the quotient or answer of the division of 22 by 2? It will be 11. Now 11 can be divided completely by 11. So we will divide it by 11 and our answer will be 1. So the factors of 44 are 2, 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 11. Is it clear? Now let's come to 66. Again children, 66 is an even number. So you can divide it by 2. So let us divide 66 by 2. Our quotient will be 33. And now you cannot divide 33 by 2. So you will see the next number, which is 3. Yes, we can divide 33 by 3. And when we will divide 33 by 3, our answer or quotient will come as 11. Now you can divide 11 by 11 because 11 can divide 11 exactly or fully without leaving any remainder, and the quotient will be 1. Right? So what are the factors of 66? Let us see. 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 11. Now children, can you tell me which is the common factor of all these three numbers? It is 11. So we can say that the required HCF is 11, or the highest common factor of these three numbers is 11. Therefore, 11 is the greatest number that will divide 33, 44 and 66 exactly. So this is the answer of the question. I hope you have understood the solution of this word sum. So let us move to the next question. Now children, let's come to the next question. The next question is, find the greatest number that divides 51 and 79 with 9 as remainder in both cases. Children, this is question number 2B of your book. So what is the meaning of this question? Children, you have to find out the greatest number which divides 51 as well as 79, and in both the cases it leaves 9 as remainder. That is, when you divide 51 by that greatest number, your remainder will be 9, and when you will divide 79 by that greatest number, again the remainder will be 9. So let's see how we will solve this question. 51 divided by the number, that is the greatest number which you are supposed to find out, leaves 9 as remainder. So the number divides 51 minus 9 is equal to 42 exactly. Children, what is the meaning of this line? Well, it says that when we divide 51 by that greatest number which we are supposed to find out, we get 9 as remainder. So if we subtract 9 from 51, what number do we get? We get 42. And this number 42 will be divided by that greatest number which we are supposed to find out exactly. Means that greatest number will divide 42 exactly or fully without leaving any remainder. I can give you one example also. Suppose there is a number 5, and if we divide 5 by 2, what remainder do we get? We get 1 as a remainder. So, if I subtract 1 from 5, I get 4, right? So now, when we divide 4 by 2, it will be divided exactly by 2 without leaving any remainder. So the same thing we are doing here also. I hope you have understood. Now in the next step, what we will do? 79, we know, divided by the number, that is the greatest number which we are supposed to find out. It leaves 9 as remainder. So, the number divides 79 minus 9 is equal to 70 exactly. So, again I will explain you that when we divide 79 by that greatest number which we are supposed to find out in this question, what remainder do we get? We get 9 as remainder as it is given in the question. So, we will subtract 9 from 79 and then we will get 70. And 70 will be divided exactly or fully with that greatest number, isn't it? So, it means the greatest number that divides, now you know that the greatest number that divides 42 and 70 exactly is their HCF or highest common factor. So, we have to find out the HCF of 42 and 70. Now children, we know, you know that we will find out the HCF by using prime factorization method. So let us find out. So first let's see for the number 42. So now children, you know that 42 is an even number. So we can divide it by the smallest prime number, that is 2. So let us divide it by 2. When we divide 42 by 2, we get 21 as quotient, isn't it? So we will write 21, isn't it? Now 21 is an odd number, you cannot divide it by 2. So now we will see the next prime number which is greater than 2 and that is 3. And 21 is completely divided by 3. So we will divide 21 by 3. And what do we get as answer? We get 7 as quotient. So we will write 7 in the next step. Now the next prime number which can divide 7 completely is 7. So we will divide 7 by 7 and we get 1 as the answer. So now we can say that the prime factors of 42 are 2, 3 and 7. So when you multiply 2 by 3 and then by 7, you get the answer as 42, right? So these are the prime factors of 42. Now let us do the prime factorization of 70. Children, 70 is also an even number. So it can be divided by 2. So let us divide 70 by 2. What do we get as answer? We get 35. Now children, 35 is an odd number. It cannot be divided by 2. So the next prime number by which we can divide 35 is 3. But 35 is not completely divisible by 3. We will have some remainder. So we will not divide 35 by 3. So the next number will be 5, which will divide 35 exactly or fully. So let us divide 35 by 5. So when we divide 35 by 5, we get 7 as quotient. Now we will divide 7 by 7. And then we get the answer as 1. So what are the factors or the prime factors of 70? Let's see. 2, 5, 7. So 2 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 7 is equal to 70. Now children, what are the common factors? 2 multiplied by 7. In both the cases, 2 multiplied by 7. So the greatest number that divides 42 and 70 exactly, or the HCF of 42 and 70 is 2 multiplied by 7 is equal to 14. So, the required number, that is the greatest number that divides 51 and 79 with 9 as remainder, is 14. Okay, so 14 is the answer. I hope you have understood this question. So, let's move to the next question. Now children, the next question is, find the biggest number that divides 47, 77 and 89 leaving the remainder 5 in each case. Children, this question is same like that of question second. So, here also you have to find out the greatest number or the biggest number that will divide 47, 77 and 89, leaving remainder 5 in each case. That is, when you will divide 47 by that biggest number, you will get 5 as remainder. When you will divide 77 by that biggest number, you will get 5 as remainder. And when you will divide 89 by that biggest number, again you will get 5 as remainder. So let us see the solution. 47 divided by the number leaves 5 as remainder. So the number divides 47 minus 5 is equal to 42 exactly. So children, you know the meaning of this line? Well, it means that when we divide 47 by that biggest number which we are supposed to find out, we get 5 as remainder. So, if we subtract 5 from that biggest number, if we subtract 5 from 47, we get 42, and this 42 will be divided completely or exactly by that biggest number, right? So, let's see the next step. 77 divided by the number leaves 5 as remainder. So, the number divides 77 minus 5 is equal to 72 exactly. It means that when we divide 77 by that biggest number, we get 5 as remainder. So, if we subtract 5 from 77, we get 72. And 72 will be divided exactly or fully or completely without leaving any remainder by that biggest number. Now in the next step, 89 divided by the number leaves 5 as remainder. So the number divides 89 minus 5 is equal to 84 exactly. Means that biggest number will divide 84 fully or completely without leaving any remainder. So now what we have to do in the next step? We have to find out the greatest number that divides 42, 72 and 84 exactly, and that greatest number is their SCF. And you know children how we will find out the SCF? By the prime factorization method. So first let's take 42. You know that 42 is an even number, so it will be divided by 2. So when we divide 42 by 2, we get 21 as quotient. Now we have to divide 21 by 3 because it is an odd number. So now when we will divide 21 by 3, it will be completely divided by 3 and we will get 7 as quotient. Now we will divide 7 by 7 and it will be completely divided and we get 1 as quotient. So what are the factors of 42? 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 7. Now let's come to the next number, that is 72. 72 is an even number, so let us divide 72 by 2. And what do we get as a quotient? We get 36. Now 36 again is an even number. It can be divided by 2. So let's divide it by 2. And we get 18 as the quotient. So now we can again, 18 is an even number. So let us divide it by 2. And what do we get? We get 9 as quotient. Now 9 is not an even number. It is an odd number. So we have to divide it by 3. And 9 divided by 3, we get 3 as a quotient. Again we will divide it by 3 and we get 1 as the quotient. So what are the factors of 72? Let us see. 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3. Right? Now let's see the third number, which is 84. 84 is an even number, so it can be divided by 2. So when we divide 84 by 2, we get 42 as a quotient. Again 42 is an even number, so let us divide it by 2. And what do we get as quotient? We get 21 as quotient. Now 21 is an odd number, so let us divide it by 3. And what do we get? We get 7 as quotient. Now we will divide 7 by 7 to get 1 as quotient. So What are the factors of 84? 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 7. Now, the SCF of 42, 72 and 84 is, what is common factors of 42, 72 and 84? 2 multiplied by 3 in each case. 2 multiplied by 3 in 84 also 2 multiplied by 3. So, the HCF of 42, 72 and 84 is 2 multiplied by 3 is equal to 6. So, the required number is 6. Okay. So, now children, let's move to the next question. Now children, the next question is, find the greatest number that divides 57, 133 and 384, leaving 7, 8 and 9 respectively as remainder. So, and this is question number 4B of your book. So now children, what this question means? So let us understand. You have to find out the greatest number which when 57 will be divided by that number, we get 7 as remainder, and when 133 is divided by that number, we get 8 as remainder, and when 384 is divided by that number, we get 9 as remainder, right? So let us find out that greatest number. See, as it is given in the question, 57 divided by the number leaves 7 as remainder. So, the number divides 57 minus 7 is equal to 50 fully. I hope you have understood this line. So, now let's come to the next step. 133 divided by the number leaves how much as remainder? 8 as remainder. It is given in the question. So, the number divides 133 minus 8 is equal to 125. Exactly or fully, right? So, let's come to the third step. 384. The third number is 384. So, 384 divided by the number leaves 9 as remainder. So, the number divides 384 minus 9 is equal to 375 exactly. So what does this line mean? I will explain you that the greatest number which we are supposed to find out, when 384 is divided by that number, we get 9 as remainder. So when we subtract 9 from 384, we get 375, and 375 will be divided exactly by that biggest or the greatest number. So now children, what we have to do? We have to find out the greatest number that divides 50, 125 and 375 exactly. And that greatest number is their HCF or highest common factor. So let us find out the highest common factor. So first we will take 50. 50 is an even number divided. So we will divide it by 2 and we get 25 as quotient. Now we will divide 25 by 5 and it will be completely divided by 5 and we get 5 as quotient. So now we will divide 5 by 5 and we get 1 as quotient. So what are the factors of 50? Let us see. 2 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 5. Now let's come to the next question. Next number 125. So now 125 will be divided by 5. It will be divided by 5 completely. So let us divide it by 5 and we will get 25 as quotient. Again 25 will be completely divisible by 5. So we will divide it by 5 and we get 5 as quotient. And again we will divide 5 by 5 to get 1 as quotient. So what are the factors of 125? 5 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 5. Now let's come to the next number, that is 375. So 375 is an odd number. It cannot be divided by 2 but it can be divided by 3 completely. So let us divide it by 3. When we divide 375 by 3, we get 125 as the answer. Now we will divide 125 by 5 because it cannot be divided by 2 or 3. So when we divide 125 by 5, we get 25 as the answer. Again we will divide 25 by 5 and we get 5 as the answer, and now again we divide 5 by 5 and we get 1 as answer. So what are the factors of 375? 3 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 5. So what is the common factor in all these three numbers? It is 5 multiplied by 5. Therefore, the HCF of 50, 125 and 375 is 5 multiplied by 5 is equal to 25. So we can say the required number is 25. I hope you have understood this solution. Now children, let's come to the next question, and this is question number 5. It says, what is the greatest length of a tape whose whole length can be used a number of times to measure the length 56 centimeter and 140 centimeter exactly? What does this question mean? This question means that you have to find out the greatest length of a measuring tape. You know what is a measuring tape? By which we measure the length of different object, right? So you have to find out the greatest length of a measuring tape whose whole length can be used a number of times to measure two lengths. One is 56 centimeter and the other is 140 centimeter exactly. So it means that you have to find out that greatest length which is in number, and that number divides 56 centimeter and 140 centimeter exactly. It means that number is the HCF of 56 centimeter and 140 centimeter. So let us see how we will solve this question. The required length, which is in number, will have to divide 56 and 140 fully without leaving any remainder. So that number is the highest common factor of 56 and 140. And you know children, how do we find the highest common factor of the given numbers? We will find it out by prime factorization method. So let us find out. First, let's take number 56. 56 is an even number, so it can be divided by 2 completely. So what will be the answer? It will be 28. Again, we can divide 28 by 2 because it is an even number. So what will be the answer? It will be 14. So now again we can divide 14 by 2 because 14 is an even number. So when we will divide 14 by 2, we get 7 as quotient. Now we will divide 7 by 7 and we get 1 as quotient. So what are the factors of 56? 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 7. Now let's come to the next number, which is 140. Again it is an even number, so it will be divided by 2, and when we divide 140 by 2, we get 70 as the quotient. Now again we will divide 70 by 2 because 70 is an even number. When we divide 70 by 2, we get 35 as quotient. Now 35 can be divided completely by 5. So let us divide it by 5. So we get 7 as the quotient, and again we divide 7 by 7 and we get 1 as quotient. So what are the factors of 140? 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 7. So what are the common factors? It is 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 7. So children, the HCF of 56 and 140 is 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 7 is equal to 28. So the answer is the greatest length of a tape to be used is 28 centimeter. I hope you have understood this question. So now children, let's come to the next and the last question. Question number 6. And this is also question number 6 of your book. This question says, what can be the greatest weight that can be used a number of times to weigh 54 kg and 72 kg of rice? So children, what does this question means? Well, it says that you have to find out the greatest weight which can be used a number of times to weigh 54 kg and 72 kg of rice exactly. It means that you have to find out that greatest weight or that greatest number that will divide 54 and 72 exactly or fully. So you know what is that greatest number? That will be the HCF or the highest common factor of 54 and 72. So let us see how we are going to solve the question. The required weight in number, or you can say the number, will have to divide 54 and 72 exactly or fully without leaving any remainder. So that is going to be the HCF or highest common factor of 54 and 72. So let us find out the highest common factor of 54 and 72 by prime factorization method. So first we will take 54. Now children, 54 is an even number, so it can be divided by 2 completely. So let us divide it by 2 and we get 27 as answer. So now we will divide 27 by 3. And what do we get? We get 9 as answer. Now we will divide 9 by 3 and we get 3 as the answer. And then we will divide 3 by 3 and we get 1 as the answer. So what are the factors of 54? It is 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3. Now let's come to the next number, which is 72. 72 again is an even number, so it can be divided completely by 2. So let us divide it by 2. When we divide 72 by 2, we get 36 as the answer. Again 36 is an even number, so we can divide it by 2 and we get 18 as the answer. Now 18 divided by 2, because 18 is also an even number, we will divide it by 2 and we get 9 as the answer. So now 9 is an odd number, but it can be completely divided by 3. So we will divide it by 3 and what do we get? We get 3 as the answer. Now 3 divided by 3, we get 1 as the answer. So what are the factors of 72? It is 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3. So now what are the common factors of 54 and 72? It is 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3. Right? So we can say the HCF of 54 and 72 is 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3 is equal to 18. Therefore, the answer is the greatest weight that can be used is 18 kg. Okay. So this way we come to the end of your video lesson. I hope children you have understood all the word sums very well, and now children you are going to write these word sums in your notebook and then you have to practice them again and again so that it becomes more clear to you. Thank you my dear children for watching this video lesson, and I hope you have understood this video lesson very well.